Do not store up treasures for yourselves on earth, where moths and woodworms destroy them, and thieves can break in and steal. But store up treasures for yourselves in heaven. It's a beautiful teaching of the Lord, and it sounds so simple. And yet, after we hear that, I think we have to kind of ask yourself, what does it mean? What does it actually mean to store up treasure for yourself in heaven? Or how does one store up treasure for oneself in heaven? The way the world works today, the way the world works in business, in the area of business, not that I would be an expert in this, but it seems to be that one goes from the bottom rung of the ladder. You come in as a trainee, whatever it is, and then one gets promotion, head of the department, head of the whatever it is, and little by little into a managerial position. That seems to be the goal. That seems to be what we should be aiming for. One should be aiming for more responsibility, more money, better retirement package, and so on. It's very interesting, though, looking at people who have done this. Because if we ask ourselves honestly, where is our treasure? I think it's one of those questions that I think ideally, we know what the ideal should be. As in, we know what the answer should be. Where is your treasure? Oh, my family. Where is your treasure? My family, and then God, absolutely, great, okay. How do we know if that's true? As in, if I give that as an answer, how do I know if concretely that's actually the case? Because again, I think most of us would have an inkling that I shouldn't just be living for work. I shouldn't just be living to make more money. So how does this work then? I mean, because I do have to still provide for my family, and if I have a better job, surely my family has more security. So how do we know if we're getting this right? Because this is a delicate one. If we're storing up treasures for ourselves here on earth and not focusing on heaven, then we've missed the big picture. But then if we don't provide for our families, then we're being irresponsible parents. So there's a balance in here. And today we're going to learn a little Italian. How about that? Is that okay? Two words. It's really easy. Okay, so first word we're learning today is why. Perché. Right, perché. Perché. You might have, I don't know if you've seen any movies with Italians in it. Perché, very common word. Perché. It means why. Okay? So, if we work, why do we work? Hopefully, we would answer, I work to provide for my family. So I work for others. I work so that those who are dependent on me can have stability and some sort of predictable lifestyle, okay? So I work for others, I work for them. If the answer is perché, if the answer to the question, why do I work, is it's for me. It's for me to feel good. It's for me to feel useful. It's for me to, contribute meaningfully to society. That's not necessarily a bad thing. But the question here is always priorities. It's not so much, is it wrong to work for self-satisfaction? Not necessarily. I mean, it's good to feel like you've done a job well. Anything, I'm a bricklayer and I build this wall and she's dead straight. I mean, it's good that you can stand back with the boys and say, lads, did you see that? I mean, okay, it's good. It's good to feel some satisfaction in your work. We should do our jobs, do our jobs well. The problem is, if it's all about me, if I'm willing to sacrifice time with my family, time with my kids, time with everyone who I'm supposed to love and take care of because of work, for self-realization, now I've missed the point. So the why behind my work is well, maybe me, self-satisfaction. The other Italian word we're going to learn, which is actually two words. So perché is why. Per chi is for whom. For whom. And I think this is how we can discern if our job is being done right or in the right way or for the right reasons. The question isn't, because like as I say, we do have to work to provide for our families. But do I live for work, or do I work so that I can live? Do I live for work? Do I wake up in the morning and like all my head is just full of next contract, next deadline, next problem, next employee, and it's just I'm just full of, I live for work? Or does my work serve me and my family? So I have a promotion coming up, but it's going to take an extra 15 hours a week, which I don't really have because we've got 4 kids under the age of 10. So no is the answer. I won't take it. My kids need me more than we need the extra 10,000 a year. So no is the answer. Why? Because I'm thinking per chi. For whom? For whom am I doing this? If I'm just doing this so I get the bigger office and the upper floor with the better view, then the per chi is for me. Who am I doing this for? For you. For you. And your little 4-year-old, who's now being brought up by a childminder, who barely knows you, will know you even less. Per chi. Who am I doing this for? At a deeper level then, store up treasures for yourselves in heaven. In heaven. How do we do that? I think it goes back to, again, the per chi. Who am I doing this for? Because most of you, as in 99.9% of people, aren't priests and religious, so you have to live in the world. You have to have secular jobs, and this isn't in any way disparaging, by the way, but like, you live out there, that's what you do. You're teachers and factory workers and street sweepers and architects and the whole lot. Great. So you don't have a structured prayer life and a bell that you have to follow every day, right? That's just not your lives. It's not in Holy Family we're blessed that are supposed to have a regular prayer program. For most people, they don't. So there's a great learning or teaching in doing everything we do out of love for God. Per chi. For whom? Ultimately for God. Ultimately for God. So when I wake up in the morning, yes, I'm a school principal and we have problems here with this teacher and that teacher. We have problems with all of these students. We have problems with finances. We have 3 prefabs out the back that are just mouldy. And we really have to get that sorted. We have to do a bake sale and a fundraiser. And John, one of our employees, has offered to have his back waxed to fundraise for that. So we have to arrange all of that now. And you wake up like, and you have all these details, like all these things that you have to just get sorted, right? But Lord, all of this I do for you. I do for you. All of this I do out of love for you. And that's how I begin to store up treasure in heaven, because my work then isn't about me. Yes, it's about serving my family and maybe serving those, like, a good employer should also be thinking of the good of his employees and their families then in turn. So yeah, but it's not all about me. In the first place, it's about doing it out of love for God. That also guides my ethics, by the way. That's kind of another consequence of that. If I'm being led by the Lord, doing everything out of love for Him, it'll guide the ethical choices I make in running a business or as a responsible. So, firstly, to do everything out of love for God. So you wake up in the morning, yes, there are loads of details, there are loads of things that you have to do, and Lord, it's all out of love for you. I want to run this business well so that my 20, 30, 50 employees can have stability and provide for their families. But Lord, I want to do this for you. If there are opportunities to spend more time with my family, they are a higher priority than my work. So I don't necessarily take every promotion going because my kids need me. So putting God in the first place, keeping in mind like the per chi, for whom, who am I doing this for? This allows us then to organize our day in a way that works, in a way that allows us to store up treasures in heaven, where moths and woodworms can't destroy them, and thieves can't break in and steal. Because I guess I'm noticing in my old age that the whole midlife thing goes very, very quickly. And I think we're all going to find, once, I think you're all kind of in the 20s-ish, 30s, you're going to find yourselves very, very quickly in retirement. Like, this stage of your life is just ridiculously fast. It's blisteringly fast. And then you suddenly find yourself 65 or 67, whatever it is, retired, and then you look back and you go, what was it all for? So maybe I have a nice house and go on holidays to Spain twice a year, whatever it is. But was this it? Was that what I was supposed to do? Is this it, like? Is this, after 65 years or whatever, 50 years of a working career, 40 years of working career, is this what it was all for? I think it must be a stark realization to get to retirement and look back and go, I would imagine if I had a ton of money and didn't know my family, I'd be asking myself, I think I'd be, or more than asking myself, I think I'd be kicking myself that I use my time that way. Our time, how we use our time, how we use our day, who we use it for, that's how we store up treasures in heaven. And this can be done, as I say, because exteriorly it looks the very same. I mean, Annie washing dishes or Faye washing dishes, it looks exactly the same. Whereas Faye could be washing dishes going, stupid list, I hate washing up, stupid. Who stacked the plates with the gravy on them? And now I have to wash both, it's disgusting, all right? Whereas Annie's like, oh, I love cleaning plates, the satisfaction it gives when look at the grease just running off them, aren't that beautiful, right? The job looks the same on the outside, internally, two different worlds. So the Lord isn't saying to us, don't work. He isn't saying to us, everyone be a priest or religious, because that's just impossible. He's saying do everything out of love for him. Sanctify your day. And then we store up treasure in heaven where no one can take it from us. And also, I think maybe just to add slightly, and one little detail, when we store up treasure in heaven, there's no regret. There's no regret. You'll never get to heaven, look back and say, I should have taken that promotion, or I should have spent more time in the office, or, you won't. When we're doing it out of love for God, we know that when we get there, we look back and go, thank God I didn't live for work. Thank God I worked just to live. So we ask the Lord today to help us to not necessarily change what we do, but change for whom we're doing it. We don't have to change the perché, why we're doing it, but change who we're doing it for. Change perché. That I'm doing it, Lord, for you. I'm doing everything, Lord, out of love for you. So win, lose, or draw, success or failure, Lord, I do it for you. And may you bring good out of it. And may everything serve to store up a treasure for us in heaven, where moths and woodworms can't destroy, and thieves cannot break in and steal.